Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Mark Johnson, founder and creative director of AbleAbeStudios, and this is Go Time. In today's episode, I want to share with you a video review that I've seen recently. You know how I do the quotes of the day, and this quote that I had prepared kind of tied in really good to this video, and so I just thought I would kind of combine the two and do a little video review and share that with you. So the quote of the day is, know your enemy and know yourself, and you can fight 100 battles without disaster. And that's by Sun Tzu. The actual video review that the title of the video is why you should care that Mike Tyson lost $400 million. And the author is Tai Lopez. He has his own channel. His name Tai Lopez, and he does a lot of different things. He claims to read a book a day, and so he's got a lot of knowledge. And so basically he does reviews off the books that he reads, and that's kind of what this one is. But it focuses on a lot of different things, but mainly it's business. It's kind of like a business kind of gear to video. And again, the title is why you should care that Mike Tyson lost $400 million. And what I'll do is I'll leave my notes, link to the video, and Ty's channel in the description box below, so that you can check that out after this video, and take a look at his video and kind of see the parallels, or even the points that I'm pulling out. You can get to see those highlighted in his video. But jumping right in, like I said, the video was basically based on business, how to get better in business, and a lot of people have used Sun Tzu's books to kind of help strategize in their own business. Even professional athletes or professional sports teams use the art of war to kind of make plays, or strategize. And so one of the topics that Ty was talking about that he brought out pretty strong was not knowing yourself and not knowing your competitor is the worst possible position you can be in. Okay, I mean, you're just setting yourself up for a lot of hardship, a lot of trials, and definitely a lot of things you're probably not going to be prepared for. And so Ty talks about knowing your competitor as much as possible, knowing them better than they know themselves. Knowing them down to their shoe size, where they eat, what's their favorite color, what year they were born, what state they were born in. Knowing so much about them that you're building up strategy to kind of compete with them. Before even going back to the quote, is that if you know yourself and you know your enemy, you're going to basically win every battle. And then Ty went on to talk about this rule of thirds. And the rule of thirds, the example he gave was, in the early days of the internet, there was a thing called, or a site called Friendster. Okay? And, Friendster was the first of its kind. Again, early days of the internet, so there was a lot of things that was the first of its kind. But at a certain point, Friendster disappeared, went under, whatever. And in its place came MySpace. Okay, and I'm familiar with MySpace. I'm not so familiar with Friendster, but I do remember MySpace. And after a certain point, MySpace went under. Whatever, it's researching, whatever. But at that point, MySpace had gone. And in its place became Facebook. Okay, and so what Ty is talking about is that a lot of times when you're the first in an industry, you're the first to kind of do something, there's not really the person to kind of look to that did it before you, to kind of see what mistakes they went through and try to make it better on your own, or just basically seeing the trials and errors of a person ahead of you. Learning from their mistakes. And so that's kind of where Facebook is at this point, and they'll probably keep going on for many more years now, or continue on from now. And so that's the rule of thirds, kind of learning from a predecessor, learning from the person that came before you, trying to avoid their mistakes. Okay, and then Ty talks about this idea, which is another quote, basically, to train for what is hard when it is easy. And this is a quote by Lao Tzu, okay? And he explained that this quote is really saying that, or the example he gave was jet fighter pilots. Before they get into the multi-million-dollar jets, they spend some time, or lots of hours, in a flight simulator, okay? And there's so many different scenarios that are thrown at them that by the time they get to flying a jet, flying in the real jets, the multi-million-dollar jets, they have seen so many different scenarios that whatever may happen in the jet, they're a little more prepared for. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to stress out. They're not going to, panic. They're a little bit more prepared. And so that's what the quote's basically saying is train for what is hard when it is easy. Because, flying a jet pilot when you're in combat or whatever, I'm sure that's a very stressful situation. And that's pretty hard to kind of start as your learning point, right? You got to learn, you got to learn when it's easy, you know what I'm saying? And that's when it's in the flight simulator. Another example is when you're in business, you know what I'm saying? If you're selling products and, you know what I'm saying? When you start out, you're selling a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Things start picking up at a certain point and you're having a hard time filling orders, getting orders out on time. Okay, that's the point where you should be learning how to do that. Curve that workflow, you know what I'm saying? Make it so it's easy as possible. Because when you start really making, where you start selling, people are coming at you trying to get your product. That's not the time to start thinking about how I should develop a workflow and how to get these products out on time. That's not the time to do it. So that's kind of what that quote is talking about. Also, Tai talks about knowing your competitor's strengths, but also knowing your strengths. And a way to do that is basically just listen to what people tell you you're good at. You know what I'm saying? You have a good smile. You cook great. You know what I'm saying? You do a great painting. You take a really good picture. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be, focus your energy on that because that's usually going to be what your strength is. And if you have a business, tweak your business to the strength that you have. You know what I'm saying? Just makes sense. Okay? And again, know your competitor is better than they know themselves. Again, we're back to that. And then finally, Tai talks about, shooting toward the top. You know what I'm saying? As much as you have these strengths or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you want to shoot to the top. And the quote that he gave for that is, seek to be the person who stands before kings and queens rather than average men. And so basically, again, like I said, that's shooting for the top. You want to be playing or being with the people who are at the top. You know what I'm saying? Versus just kind of the regular person, the, mediocre person, or even just the average person. So, yeah, this is my review on the video by Tai Lopez entitled Why You Should Care That Mike Tyson Lost $400 million. And even that title is a little interesting because it kind of, how did he lose all that money? And Tai doesn't talk about it a whole lot, but he briefly just says that, Mike Tyson was this great boxer and, he had amassed this great wealth, but he wasn't surrounding himself with people who had strength to kind of keep that wealth going. And so at a certain point, the wealth that he built for, being a boxer, a championship boxer, at a certain point just kind of dissipated. And so it's kind of what this talk was about, to kind of help you avoid that same situation. So yeah, if you definitely have a comment about this this talk that I get, or this video review, be the notes I've taken. Again, like I said, I'll leave the links to the Tai video in the description box below. I'll also leave my personal notes in the description box below so you can see both of those. And yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. Let me know what you're doing in your own personal business or personal life to play to your strengths, so that you can also win every battle. And also, if you like what I'm doing here at It's Go Time, definitely subscribe. I definitely keep the videos coming, trying to work this workflow, you know what I'm saying? Train for when it's easy. Train for what's hard when it's easy, And yeah, outside of that, the outro question of the day. And the outro question of the day is, what are your strengths? What have people told you you're good at? What are the things that you, if you have a business, tweak your business towards, that kind of thing. What are your strengths? And you can also leave that in the description box below. I'd love to hear what you guys have. And like we always do at this time, have a blessed day. See you on the flip side. Let's go.